Time to start replacing the bellows material, I think. This set works, but it's got some serious rust marks on there, and it's got a hole in there. So while we're cleaning up the movement, we'll also replace the bellows material. So I'll start removing that. Once that's stripped off, I'll replace the bellows material with some new Tyvek paper. We'll get it up and running again. Scrape it off the bottom first. Yep, looks like there's a little tear down the bottom there too. I'll take the back off so we can get the top off it. There we go, top's almost off. Tear that one off. Right, now we can get down to cleaning this up. Just simply a matter of scratching all the old material off, making sure it's nice and flat on the sides and on the ends for the glue to stick on when we put the new set on. Down there and around the back. Oh, that's looking a little bit better. Well, run the blade along the top to remove any glue that's still on there from last time. Slice that bit off. Cross over there. There's still a little bit of glue on the... Well, that's not too bad actually. There we are. Both the bellows have been done now. Nice and clean. Ready to be repapered. And that's the other bellows there. Now we've measured them to see what size paper we're going to need. This side is 45mm. The front is 32. The back is the same, 32 also, which adds up to 154mm. We'll add a little bit extra. We'll make it 160. We can trim the rest off. First up, put a hinge on here of 30mm by 10mm that way, and we'll be able to trim that down. So the first thing we'll do is we'll cut up some Tyvek paper for the hinges for the back of both of those bellows. Right, we're ready to start repapering the bellows. I've cut the two pieces here. We'll use this for the hinge. That's 30mm by 10mm. And then the large piece that will go around the bellows completely is 150mm by 35mm. This is the first bellows top we'll do. You'll notice that I've put a rubber band around it to hold it in place so that the contact adhesive will have time to dry, and that hinge is going to go on there, and then later on we'll trim it up. Right, now get some contact adhesive on the brush. and we'll paint it along the top of the bellows there on both sides, top and bottom. Right, dip the brush in some mineral turfs so it doesn't go solid on us. Quick wipe on a piece of cloth. Now we pick up our hinge and align it, the back of the bellows top, and tap it down. Now we'll tap it down further. Make sure that's square with a Q-tip. Alright, that's the first one. Now we've got the second bellows here. I've got a rubber band around it to hold it in place, square. Get some more contact adhesive on our brush. Brush it along the top and the bottom, a little bit more, it's not quite enough, and a tiny bit more down there. That should hold it nicely. Quick clean of the brush again, put that aside. Now pick up our hinge with a pair of tweezers and place it on top of the bellows. Pull that down a little bit. Not going to move very much. Right, when we wrap the side round, it'll cover that. Right, next thing we're going to do, that should be dry by now. Take the rubber band off. See how our hinge is working. It's alright. Right, what we're going to do now, I'll find the centre, this piece of Tyvek paper, which is there, that's the centre. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to attach the top and bottom part of the bellows. So we need to have an equal amount on either side. And that is where that part of the bellows is. And that is the other side. So we'll make a line there. We probably won't need that one. This is the one we'll be concentrating on, this one here. So to start that off, open our tin of contact adhesive, get our brush out, some adhesive, and paint it on the top and the bottom of the bellows. Up there, and the bottom there, a little bit more. Right, that looks okay. That's it for a moment. Clean the brush very quickly so it doesn't go off. Close that. Now, we now align the bellows with that line that we've got there, and then push the bellows top down so that it sits on the paper and adheres. There we have that. We'll pat that down. And that's the first part. Now we're going to do the second part up the side here. Right, we're ready to do the next part now. Get some adhesive on our brush. Paint it along the line. A little bit more adhesive, not too much. It's a bit generous, that's better. paint it on the other side also. Right from the corner. And back again. Just got that. I'll take that little piece off there. Once again, clean the brush. This contact adhesive goes off very, very quickly. And it starts to get expensive buying new brushes every time. Right, we roll Tyvek paper back. Pull it in so that it's tight. And then start running over it with a Q-tip to make sure that it's tightly down. We'll trim the excess off later. We just want to get the paper on so we can bend it and get that done. Right, now second side. More contact adhesive. Bit much there, take that off. Now do the top. You can see there's a mark there that we're going to put that hook back into in a moment. But we first want to get the paper tied down. Tiny bit at the front, a little bit more at the rear. Brush is cleaned. Okay, fold the paper back, pull it relatively tightly and start rubbing it down with a Q-tip to make sure it attaches all the way along. Pick it up and have a look. We're going to do the back over there in a second. We've got a little bit too much there, so we'll cut. So we'll trim that down a little bit. We don't want that much. Take that bit off. And that bit. That wasn't much. Okay. Now we check it and see. That's going to roll to there. That'll roll to there. I'll mark those couple of places with a mechanical pencil so we know where we're going. There and there. All right. The more contact adhesive on top of the other hinge that we've got. Once it's done, roll the paper over, hold it down, turn round, over the other side, glue it up to our mark, a tiny little bit extra down in there. As usual, clean the brush, bit of a nuisance, but it's cheaper than new brushes. Now push the paper over, hold it down, hold it in place with a Q-tip. Now we have to put the angle into the paper. So we line it up center down there, and that one. Push the front in, and once again very carefully, being careful not to tear the paper, pull that down and hold it. There it is. Now I'll put a rubber band around that for a moment or so to hold it in place while that's settling down. Now I'll move on to the next one, and then we'll come back and we'll trim all the excess off. That's the first bellows. Well, partially done. Certainly not finished yet, partially done.